1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey, too much. I stopped at Culver's and stumped myself. It was good.
I don't think I've ever had Culver's. I ate too much pizza, so I feel.
This is Local 3 News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Some workers at Chattanooga's Volkswagen plant began strike training meetings this week after the automaker presented the UAW a final offer following more than a year of bargaining. Here's the new point. Some workers now say if they strike, it could end up costing them.
It's been 2 weeks since Volkswagen proposed their best and final offer to workers at their Chattanooga plant after more than a year of bargaining with the UAW. The contract features a 20% wage increase over 4 years, a $4,000 ratification bonus, and a first-ever cost of living allowance. But the UAW says they're not done bargaining, and on Tuesday, they started strike training meetings.
They handed cards out for a strike vote. A guy approached me and said, "Would you like to sign one?" I said, "Is there a no on there?" And he said, "No." Well, I don't want to sign one.
15-year Volkswagen employee Angelo Robinson fears the impression the union is making on the company.
It just makes us look like we're asking for more than what we're asking for. Do we really want to still be in Chattanooga? That's my big concern about them just pulling out.
Robinson is one of several employees who want to accept the contract, but he says the union isn't allowing them a say in the matter.
You really can't beat what they've given us, and that's the feeling from a majority of the people at the plant I've talked to is like, why don't we get to sign this contract? The union's really about us. How come we don't get to make that choice?
He's not the only one who feels this way. Daryl Belcher has worked at Volkswagen for 14 years. He says if they continue to ask for more, it could impact the entire community.
We get the stuff that they're pushing for, then everybody else is going to have to start going up on the price of products, in the general area.
For now, the UAW has yet to hold a strike vote, but they are still accepting pledge cards in support of a strike. For Local 3 News, I'm Madison Sims.
The federal government shutdown continues into next week after another failed vote in the U.S. Senate, the fourth time the bill on the floor failed to pass since September 19th. The final vote was 54 to 44. 60 votes are needed for it to pass. The House, which did pass a clean bill, as they call it, has canceled all votes for the next week with no plans to return to Washington until mid-October. Hamas said today it has accepted some elements of President Trump's 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza. This includes giving up power and releasing all remaining hostages, but others require further consultations among Palestinians. The group says the future of the Gaza Strip and Palestinian rights should be decided on the basis of a, quote, unanimous Palestinian stance, unquote. The statement also made no mention of Hamas disarming. That was a key Israeli demand and included in Trump's proposal. Since the Hamas response this afternoon, President Trump has ordered Israel to immediately cease bombing Gaza. Back to local news. It's a big game in the scenic city tonight. McCallie and Baylor. Friday night lights bring out thousands of past and present students to the field. Grace Kramer caught up with the fans before kickoff at Spears Stadium.
McCallie and Baylor fans did not miss this season's rivalry game Friday night.
I feel like it'll be a really close and crazy game.
Tornadoes by 50.
From the young fans playing a football game of their own, to alum students and parents tailgating with hot dogs and school spirit, game time brings a little something for everyone.
The environment, like the student section.
Hanging out with your friends. Yes, it's actually really fun. It's like your one big family.
And no matter what happens after kickoff, one thing is for certain, this football fan energy is unmatched.
Go McCallie! Go Baylor!
For Local 3 News, I'm Grace Kramer.
Coming up next, Clay Smith has a full look at your weekend forecast. Plus, it's almost time for the best Friday night football show around. Ben Bobick is hyped up and ready to go. Hope you'll stay tuned.
Well, good Friday evening to you. We had a fantastic evening of some football, and of course, we're about to get into our Friday night football show with Ben Bobick here shortly. But first, let's take a quick check-in on your forecast. If you're keeping tabs, the 3-degree guarantee looking pretty good tonight. 82 was the predicted high, and look at that, official high, 82, $30 in the jackpot now for the month of October. Tomorrow predicting another high of 82. And again, if you want a chance to win, there's that link below. Here's a look at a nice video of the sunset we had. They're playing ball. I know it's a Friday night football, but it's also a good night for some T-ball. This was sent in by Kalina Browse. Look at that. And again, it just doesn't do it justice. If you were actually out there looking at the sky this evening, I'll tell you what, it was fantastic. We got a lot of these photos, and I'm sure Audrey will show some for your Saturday morning, and we'll post some on social as well, so keep sending them to us. But as for your temperatures, we're dropping pretty quickly. Already 55 in Murphy, 65 here in Chattanooga, 61 in Dayton. So as we continue through the night, temperatures likely to drop off into the mid to upper 50s. Murphy, pretty good shot you guys get into the 40s once again. I mean, it's already 55, so you got 6 more degrees to get to 49. I think there's a pretty good shot of that happening, but your daytime highs are still going to be warm. The next couple of nights cool, but each afternoon back to about what we were doing today. talking low to mid 80s, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, again, it's really not the kind of October air you want to see this time of the year, but we'll get there eventually. As we take a look at your humidity trend, next couple days, comfortable, and then by next week, yep, we're going to turn humid once again as warm air starts to move in from the south. But here's a look at those morning temperatures. So as we woke up this morning, we're in the 50s. Same for your Saturday morning, but by next week, we're going to be waking up to temperatures back in the 60s. And as we take a look at your future cast, I'm going to skip through tomorrow because it's going to be a day full of sunshine. However, by the time we get into late Sunday, clouds start to move back in. Do we get any rain? Doubtful. And then by the time we get into Monday, some of that moisture returns to the Mississippi Valley, but I think we stay dry through Monday and maybe Tuesday. It's Wednesday and Thursday of next week where we may have the chance for a few light showers. Is it going to be a washout? Probably not. Are we going to have widespread rain? Probably not, but we could have a few showers back in the forecast. Again, you got to keep in mind October is typically our driest month of the year. But for tonight, again, if you got out there and enjoyed some Friday night football and just enjoyed the weather, we're going to have more of that all night into your Saturday morning. So if you get an early start tomorrow, you'll get to enjoy these nice cool temperatures. Not a fan of the cool temperatures for whatever reason? Hey, we're going to be back in the 80s tomorrow. Sunshine, plenty of just great weather for your entire weekend. And of course, next week is when we're going to start to get some of that humidity returning as temperatures climb into the 80s as well. So it's still going to be pretty warm. Notice by Monday and Tuesday, putting in a slim chance of rain. And then by the middle of next week, that's when we're going to have some light showers returning to the forecast. And then Thursday and Friday, we start to cool down. We'll be right back after this break with your Friday Night Football Show.
$7.45. They're trying to make their freaking money, I bet. Crappy broadcast, too. It's so crappy. And a fantastic game, though. Yeah, dude, that was a freaking awesome game. It was one of those situations where, like, yeah, like, play forever. But, like, when you're in this line of work, it's like, hey, hurry up. Started at 7.
Local 3 Sports. This is Friday Night Football with Ben Bobick, Samantha Casano, and Greg Glover.
Friday Night Football is brought to you by Food City. Nobody does food like Food City. And Sonic Drive-In. Live free. Eat Sonic.
And now, Friday Night Football.
We have made it all the way into October, and it's spooky season now, fam. But the only thing scary tonight is how scary good this week of games is. And you're in luck because you're in the right place. Welcome to Friday Night Football. on Local 3. And we wouldn't be wasting any more time right now. We would be starting with our game of the week, but it was a true game of the week. This one ended probably about 15 minutes ago. Samantha Gasseno is on site getting some highlights together. Baylor with a gigantic win over their biggest rival, Macaulay, 38-35. We'll be checking in live with her momentarily later in the show. But we had game of the week worthy contests all over the place tonight, and it includes a 5A Region 3 showdown on Hurricane Hill. 6-0 East Hamilton made a statement last week with their 23-point road win over Ray County. But this week they get Walker Valley. And the Mustangs are undefeated in league play too. And they did beat the Canes a year ago. Hurricane Hill, rockin'. Could this be East Ham's moment to remind everyone who's the kings of the region. Canes in business, Wyatt Miller, field general, directing traffic, telling Grayson Maddox exactly where to go, and that's the end zone. East Ham goes on top. More Miller, and this time it's his favorite target. Of all people to leave wide open, it's Jaden Haywood. I mean, Walker Valley isn't even in the same zip code. He loves kids too, look at him. Give him some fist bumps. Now to the ensuing kickoff. Walker Valley, they need a spark. They're down 13-0. A spark they would get. Sawyer Boyd says, straps the team on, I got us. Boyd houses the ensuing kick, and the comeback was on from there for Walker Valley. They were down 13-0. They overcome many deficits in this game. The Walker Valley Mustangs stun East Ham on Hurricane Hill 40-37. They are in the driver's seat in the region. Homecoming at the Howard School, packed out at Reggie White Field. These kids, they look awesome. Sale Creek has been awesome this season. Well, they're undefeated. This is almost a cheat code. Hunter Fowler's a big boy. Hard to get him on the ground. Panthers extend their lead to 21-7. Hustlin' Tigers looking to air it out, but what a read from Corbin Jolly, and it's now a jolly bunch of fans on the Sale Creek side. Incredible pick by Corbin Jolly. But Howard's defense stands tall, and they just do an impeccable job of managing the clock at the end of the half. Pulled the string when they needed to. Chris Bradley in a bucket. 5 with the grab and 5 with the moves. I believe he's going to be swimming here. Look at the Corvette in the background. Yeah, that's awesome. Sale Creek's awesome. They grind it out to extend their historic start with a 27-20 win over Howard. We go to Fort O. LFO hosting Kahala Creek, looking to stay hot, and it's their best combo. Darian Chief Keefe, the Jared Mitchell, too nice. We have a one-score game, and the Colts, tell you what, they were battling this one. QB Waylon Belials with a screen that starts Kahala Creek on a nice little drive here. They could dunk. And they get it all the way down to the 1. They try to take a page out of the Eagles playbook and tush push. But there's a reason they're Super Bowl champs and Kahala is not. LFO had to work for this one, but they do. And they stay hot with a 42-21 region win at home over the Colts. Let's go to the full screens for the first time tonight, shall we? Boyd Buchanan, big win for them over Knox Grace at home. They stay unbeaten. Hickson, the Hickson Wildcats beat Central 41-8. They have a big one on the road next week. CAK grinds out a win over CCS. And we got Copper Baseman, 1-point winners over Lookout Valley in region play. That's big time for the playoff implications. Grundy County gets a win, 14-7 over Monterey. Kingston beats McMinn Central, 27-16. Knox Central pulls away and gets it done in Athens with a 24-21 win. How about Notre Dame wins by 10 at home over Knox Webb, and Polk County beats Pigeon Forge 28-12. Ray County bounces back nicely at home, 46-0. Sequatchie County gets the win by 7 over Watertown at home, and Silverdale needed a win, got a win over Lakeway Christian on the road.
Here's your pick for the Friday Night Football Play of the Week, sponsored by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinics.
The back shoulder throw, the bobble, the catch, the ability to stay on his feet and then stretch for the goal line. From a potential missed opportunity to our play of the week, East Hamilton's Wyatt Miller to Isaiah Ivey. Your Week 8 play of the week. What a way to make it fun. Now, let's dive into it, shall we? Because this was awesome. Obviously, East Hamilton took a tough loss tonight, but this was going to be a big win for them in the long run. You could see right here, his head's looking this way down. The ball's on his shoulder, sitting up. So he's looking down, the ball's here. And he somehow is able to corral that ball, stay on his feet, and go all the way in for the touchdown. Sophomore Isaiah Ivey. Come on now. And we just saw Grayson Maddox score a touchdown from them. They have other playmakers than Jaden Haywood. I know the Canes took a tough loss tonight, but they're going to be okay as the rest of this season progresses. And we're going to be more than okay with the way this show is progressing. We're going to check in with Samantha Casano. Soon we have many more big games coming your way. Stick around. You're watching Friday Night Football on Local 3. I guess we could take 10 off the cheerleaders. That should buy us time. I'll try to fly through the scoreboards and see what we could do. And then we'll just go from there. The end of the week it's killing me. You could try to take 5 seconds off that, but it's like a 25-second intro. So that's what, of all times. Yeah. We'll go from there. We'll see if we could speed it up. Is that the facade of thinking you have time and you don't? Hey, I think another thing we could save time on too, when I inevitably toss to Samantha, I could just ad-lib the toss. Like, hey, we're waiting for you all night, Samantha, big game, Baylor with the big win, take it away, you know? That should save us a good bit of time too, because we don't have to do the whole setup, everybody knows who won. So, yeah, that's a good idea.
Cheer on with the Friday Night Football Cheerleaders of the Week, sponsored by Brody Jewelers. Score big with a yes-worthy ring or a fine Swiss timepiece, only at Brody Jewelers.
Who are you yelling for? North Murray! Who are you yelling for? North Murray! Who are you yelling for? North!
Well, it's the big one in Bradley County. Cleveland was able to snap quite the losing streak to their biggest rival last fall, but it's been a rough go for the Blue Raiders this year. Bradley Central suffered a tough region loss at home last Friday, but they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone tonight, get back on track in region play, and get back on track against Cleveland. Blue Raiders with a 3-0 lead, but Brayton Carroll changes that to patience. Don't overthink it. Follow the big boys. Bears go on top. More Bradley Central on offense. Reggie Hubbard. He's going to bring it around town. Great blocking on the edge, too. Bears clearly in business. Carroll, going to throw here and peep this seed. In traffic, what a strike. Carroll to Hubbard, and it was his drive. You can't see me. Bradley Central then takes over on defense. Paul Stokes, stoking the fire. Brings down Casey McGowan. Cleveland was up 3-0, but it's Bradley Central who's the kings of the county. Bears win 42-3 to get back on track. Let's roll down to Chatsworth, home of the undefeated North Murray Mountaineers, and they have a fever down there in Murray County. Nears fever. Welcome to the show, the Hudson Hewlett Show. This cat's a gamer, a dog, a beast, every buzzword humanly possible. I mean, he gets his face mask pulled here, and it does not matter. Huddy Hewlett, Tuddy Hewlett. North Murray, but the Phoenix would rise from the ashes. They'd get to him a bit. They take over deep in their own end, and Jaden Cruz has some break a few tackles here, but then he's on cruise control, 94 yards to the place of dwelling. Sonoraville came to play tonight. They want to put an L in the loss column for North Murray, but tough to do when Hudson Hewlett has a pulse. This dude is Lad McConkey 2.0 in Chatsworth. How do you not want to play for this kid? Mountaineers stay unbeaten as they defeat Sonoraville at home 49-21. Up on the mountain, region play. Red Bank warning us it could be like that tonight. Signal Mountain, not one to back down from a challenge, especially at home. After the Lions defense forces a turnover on downs, Tremel Davis gets the pitch, and just a great job by the Lions on the blocking here. He cruises into the end zone. Red Bank takes a 7-0 lead. Signal was moving the ball on their first drive. They are on their second, too. Third and long, Colton Johnston to J.B. Zimmerman, who makes an impressive catch on the sideline, gets a foot down, makes it 4th and short, and it's all the Eagles needed. Johnston with the fake, and he wants the ball. He takes half the Lions defense with him into the end zone. What a response from Signal Mountain. In the end, Red Bank needed the win. They got the win, 34-15 in region play. A beautiful night on Signal Mountain, too, as you can see. Let's go to the scoreboards quickly. South Pittsburgh winners. Whitwell goes down at home, and Calhoun gets the win over Ridgeland at home. Christian Heritage wins at home. Chattooga wins at home, and you guessed it, Gordon Lee staying hot. They win at home 42-7. Heritage winners 29-14. Northwest Whitfield winners on the road 40-7. North Cobb Christian over Murray County 23-17.
Meet the Friday Night Football Defensive Player of the Week. Sponsored by All Fences. The best defense is an all fence.
We tip our cap to Corbin Jolly here from Sale Creek. The read, the break on the ball, the ability to keep 1 foot in to come away with the interception for the Panthers. This stuff is not easy, and to make it look easy is incredible. Our Week 8 Defensive Player of the Week goes to Sale Creek's Corbin Jolly. And believe it or not, there's still much to do. Another Monster Region game in Marion County, your Band of the Week, and we're checking in with Samantha Casano after the break on more FNF. Bad. Okay. Okay, we can make that up. I'm checking with her. I'll check with KJ. How much?
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, link that ASAP. KJ's linking it now. I'm just going to stay here. Is that cool? Yeah. Oh, isn't this fun? Isn't this fun?
It's time for the Friday Night Football Band of the Week, sponsored by Big Woody's Tree Service. You'll be pleased when Big Woody's tackles your trees.
It's not every marching band that gets one of these, an electric bass. What's your name?
My name is Gabe Adams.
Gabe, you don't march with that thing, do you?
No, I stand up front with the pit. Those are like the marimbas and the people you see playing the keyboard.
There you go. It's a pit instrument, but he can turn it up as loud as he wants, right?
As loud as the amp lets me.
That's what I like to hear. So this East Hamilton High School band, the Marching Hurricanes, I give them their new moniker here, is your Band of the Week.
It's time for the Friday Night Football Game of the Week, sponsored by Warren and Griffin, your local 5-star law firm, supporting high school football for decades. We don't just put up billboards, we put down roots.
It's a game that truly needs no introduction, but the last, say, 3 or 4 years, it's reached a whole new level. What once had the eyes of all of Chattanooga now has the eyes of the country for a top 25 showdown. It's as classic as it gets in the 4-2-3. Baylor versus McCallie, and tonight will forever be etched in history as one of the greatest games of this series. We've been waiting for Samantha, and you know what? She's arrived fashionably late with all the good stuff. Take it away, Samantha.
Yeah, Ben, stop me if you've heard this one before, but a game between Baylor and McCallie was an instant classic. We know the history between these two teams. We know what's happened over the past couple of years. And this one, as always, went down to the wire. McCallie, the two-time defending state champions, Baylor looking to get a massive win in enemy territory. It's the Blue Tornado that strike first. In fact, they take a 14-0 lead in the air. Louis Fortier uses his arm, airs it out to Keyshawn Tabito. It's an 89-yard touchdown connection. But here comes Big Red. Here comes David Gabriel Georges, the junior running back, showing exactly why he's a 5-star recruit. 51 yards to the house. They go in front 17-14 right before the half. 2 plays into the third quarter, Jamian Theodore explodes for a 72-yard touchdown, making 24 straight points for Big Red. But Big Blue has got some answers. Chris Lloyd puts his team back in front in the fourth quarter. And here we go again. Baylor down 4 with just over a minute to go. Cherry hits Caden Dewey for the score. Make it back-to-back regular season wins over McCallie. Baylor wins another instant classic, 38-35 the final.
No panic in our team. Our style said something great was about to happen, and we just believed that throughout the game, and we ended up getting it. Without my O-line, with my receivers, I couldn't do anything. So I would say without my team, I'm nothing.
We felt like we could make a surge. We knew they would make one back. I told the guys, I said, you weathered one storm, you're going to have to weather another one. And we talk about winning the fourth quarter a lot, and we take pride on that, and we did that.
Cherry also told me after the game they were talking all week what happens. It might not be the only game that we see these two play this season. For now, live at the McCallie School in Chattanooga, Samantha Casano, Local 3 Sports.